Welcome to Hot Takes Unless You Agree. This is episode 2. What is it, September 19th? We're going to discuss some of the games that happened. We're going to discuss the game that's coming up tonight.
Get into some hot takes.
Yes, sir.
Just going back over the games this week. We had a pretty decent slate of games. From the Thursday night, it was cool to see Parsons go off versus the Commanders. Kind of like a dud as far as fantasy and betting-wise. Commanders never really got rolling. I know Debo scored at the end, but
honestly, both teams in fantasy didn't really get rolling. I mean, realistically, nothing crazy really happened.
Daniel's missing practice this week. They say Mariota's in line to start. I don't think it should be consequential. They have a cupcake matchup this week, but still something to watch. Speaking of fantasy points, this Cowboys-Giants OT thriller. Russ is back. Somebody let him cook, and it was delicious.
Yeah. I'm a big Russ hater. I don't like Russ. He is still potentially a Hall of Famer, so he's gonna perform like when you need him. He's been a big games, everything. Like he's had really good seasons before.
You just had that patented. You saw it, that moon ball. Deep down the sideline. That was one of his staples back in the day, like Doug Baldwin and shit.
Yeah, never understood that. That was crazy. It was like perfect drop, just a nice little touch, like a layup, jelly on it.
Neighbors was cooking definitely. Wan'Dale Robinson, surprise fantasy standout so far. I think he's 9th in PPR formats.
Jesus.
So that's another interesting one. We had a lot of injuries. I saw 5 starting quarterbacks are already hurt this year. 2 big ones, or one way bigger than the other. Burrow going with turf toe, like torn ligament. They said it's the worst turf toe they ever seen.
I hate that term. You could just be like torn ligament or whatever. It's like turf toe.
It sounds worse.
And then makes you have to Google like what exactly happened to him, or like wait for a report. I mean, I get it. You're playing.
It's like basically his big toe is falling off.
Jesus.
You can't that's your whole planting foot. Brock Purdy also has turf toe, but way less of a degree, I guess. So Purdy might come back next week, but Burrow is out till December.
God. Yeah,
they have Jake Browning as their quarter. I don't know if you remember 2023. He had to come in as well. Burrow got hurt with the wrist. He played all right.
I mean, but still, that team, they
got studs.
They need Burrow. They need to bring him back. I'm sure he'll be back sooner.
We have
find a way.
One of our friends, Pat in Analytics. He's not that he doesn't like Burrow per se, but he thinks Browning is a better fit for their offensive system. As far as going under center and shotgun snaps, because Burrow is only a shotgun QB, which is, not always the best for specific situations. Say Browning's a little more versatile, so maybe we'll see.
I mean, I don't know what his statistics are that he looked at, but you got to think about it. If the guy's like, 6'6", 6'5", his receivers that were some of the fastest in the NFL, makes sense why he takes it in shotgun, And also the offensive line is terrible. It has been terrible.
They got Orlando
Brown. It would make
Brown.
sense. You don't want to have to, take any steps back.
And their Week 3 opponent, the Vikings, also J.J. McCarthy hurt.
That's hilarious to me.
He didn't look – like we saw Sunday Night Football, Vikings, Falcons, another really bad primetime game. I think it was like 15-6.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of field goals. McCarthy couldn't really get the ball moving at all besides a little bit before halftime. Wentz is their backup. Former did he win MVP? I think he did. When he got hurt?
I'm not sure. I can't tell you. But I mean, looking at that team, I think that they're going to have the same problem that the Panthers had with Bryce. It's just a different player, different system, but it's going to be. It's having a young guy in a position where he hasn't really ever played an NFL snap. Obviously they had that cool comeback and everything, but still, it's just the scheme. You always wonder if when teams are coming back, and I wanted to see the statistic. It's hard. I'm assuming it's a lot of data points you got to look at, but. In crunch time, these teams look decent. Obviously, the Panthers didn't have a real comeback.
They got an onside, which was previously 0 for maybe 1 for 100.
Yeah, especially for them as well, because their special teams have been bad. But the point I was trying to make is just it's the offensive scheme. You have the Vikings of all teams. You guys have weapons.
Jefferson.
why you can't make it easier for your quarterback to get completions. I mean, the team, I haven't really watched their offensive line. I'm assuming they're probably not great, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you have, like you said, Jefferson. Like,
They have a
if
good
you just have a
O-line.
guy that you can give it to,
Yeah.
because like even the Giants, Malik Neighbors popped off with the Giants and they were trash, but he's
Trash
still like,
O-line.
but you need a guy that's going to get receptions, get the quarterback going. That's what I was saying with like the comeback drives. It's like the 2-minute offense, whatever it is always like very easy.
Because they're
The
playing
team's never, like-
quarters. They're playing 4 safeties back, 4
Well,
Ds back.
But
Underneath
it's still
stuff.
the routes they're running aren't crazy. Like it's just easier to get in rhythm, and I feel like a lot of these teams like shy away from getting their quarterback in rhythm just because they have somebody on the team that can be 80 yards down the field in a second. It's like, okay, congratulations, now your quarterback sacked, because that's all he's looking at. You know, you don't have an easy dump off. Maybe you do, and the easy dump off drops it for the Panthers. But
The Panthers' comeback was definitely interesting. Renfro, I think 2 touchdowns, if not just 1. He was a late season ad, or he's on the team, but they cut him, brought him back when Thielen left.
which I don't understand that.
He's their number 1 targeted receiver in the end zone through the 2 weeks.
I don't know what to do with the Panthers. Like us being in Charlotte, what do you even look at? You have a guy
Bryce
that they
looks bad.
I think it's just
He's small. He can't see.
it is a lot of that. But then you got to figure it out. You got to scheme it. You got to scheme it out right for him, and or you get him a receiver who can catch. Maybe develop get a possession guy instead of getting.
Ted has looked good. The big body out of Arizona.
But besides that, it's like what Leggett
Leggett
record
the
setter
worst.
Leggett.
8 targets for a receiver. Got 8 targets. He's the first ever to get negative yards on 8 targets.
That's insane, especially considering they traded up for him.
He's a first-round pick.
Yeah. I also noticed in the past 2 games, JT Sanders, they're just converting him into just a Kelvin Benjamin type role where he's just a big guy. He doesn't block anymore.
No.
If you watch any, like he just goes in and he's in the slot.
He had
and
a
then
solid week for fantasy.
they're getting it to him. Last year, I think I watched him get, like, personally watching the Panthers get, I've seen like maybe 6 catches. I've seen plenty this year. He's performing. I mean, good for him. And that's part of like the changing the scheme thing that I was talking about. It's like getting a guy. He can be a target for him, easy target, because none of his catches are like crazy. But like,
The scheme is huge. Not every guy can do everything.
yeah. So it's smart of them to go in a direction where they can have like a 6'4" big boy.
He's fast.
Out of the slot.
Oh, and Sanders too. They're kind of similar. Sanders is a little thicker, obviously tight end, but you know they're the big bodies that can high point the ball, which is weird because Bryce is so small. It's kind of they're going the opposite way instead of like shifty guys.
It doesn't always work out like with Cam.
Yeah,
they had 2 guys who were like 6'6".
twin
He's still
towers.
launching it out there, like the sidelines.
Yeah, 'cause I think we talked about it a lot back in the day. Cam just didn't have a lot of arc.
No.
in his throws. Like
No
speaking of
drop.
arc, Russ is like ultimate arc. Cam was the anti-arc.
He just had no touch. It was just literally like a jugs machine. He was just like, it's gonna go that way. It's gonna try to catch it.
Yeah, another good game from the weekend. I was kind of out girlfriend's birthday last Sunday, so it was kind of tough. I got to watch the 1:00 games and the night game, but the 4:00 was in the dinner void. I was able to watch some of it, especially the ending of the Colts Broncos. Colts ended up coming out on top, which was a pretty big upset considering Broncos were number 1 defense last year. Poised to take the next step with Sean Payton and Bo Nix. I think the Colts dropped 29-28 on them. Game-winning field goal. They actually missed it. Penalty called for leverage. We've seen leverage before, but not that often.
It's. I feel like this one of those calls that's like, it's such an easy thing to avoid because the rule is I think you just can't go over the center.
You can't push.
Or this long snapper.
You can't push somebody to propel yourself up to block it. Is the rule.
I see.
There is a rule where you can't touch this long snapper.
Yeah. But I think it was I watched the replay. I'm not sure if I saw it for like 1 second, and it just looked like he just
looked like he was just pushing through the scrum.
Yeah,
like just pushing through. The Colts missed a 50-plus yarder, but that penalty's 15 yards.
Yeah.
So
they
got
those special teams penalties.
Untimed down, 0 time left on the clock. I think it was like a 45 yarder, 40, 44. Much easier than 50 plus. and then they nailed it.
Yeah.
Kind of helps us lead into our next segment, Contenders versus Pretenders. Colts with Dan Jones have been looking good. Would you buy stock?
No.
Or are you kind of predicting the fall off like a 7-10 season kind of deal?
My eye test that's all I base it on pretty much. I'm not big into like looking up like deep statistics. Like I'm sure they're probably very efficient, but it's just one of those things. It's like, yes, they'll pop. They're gonna win some games. That roster's decent, but in my opinion, Dan's gonna see ghosts.
It's like the eventual, we've seen it with Dan Jones before.
Yeah.
The only counter argument, devil's advocate, Shane Steichen, their head coach and play caller, in the past, he's gotten the most out of guys like Herbert. That was kind of his first, Herbert's rookie season, I think, or second year. Got Herbert going. The big one was when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl the first time with Hurts, because their offense was like a well-oiled machine. He was the offensive coordinator, which led him to get to the Colts job. So he has a history, not to say Herbert and Hurts are bad QBs, but he gets the most out of guys.
Yeah.
Which history shows. And like you said, they have Taylor. Their wide receivers aren't the best.
That's a lot of.
But they have a lot of. They have a good like slot guy in Downs. Pittman is a big body-ish. Pierce is the fly route. But Warren, he's been like their number one receiver, basically the tight end rookie. They kind of move him all over the formation. They give him some rushes. But I'm the same way. I'm not a total eye test guy, but I like myself some stats. But you got to prove it.
Yeah, you do. They do need to do something. My problem is they're going to do something, and it's just going to be like a first round playoff. Just
so wild card, lose to like the Ravens in the first round, and
they're going to be like, oh, the Contenders. Like,
then they're going to sign Dan Jones to 4 years, 160 mil.
He's going to get He's going to get LeBron Supermax next year, and then
we've seen the cycle before.
Yeah, it's always those teams. It's always those teams that do well. I think the only time it's ever worked out, and I mean, it's not. I guess it's not a coincidence. When I had full like with Jalen Hurts getting like the fat contract after one good season.
Yeah,
it paid off for them, but I don't know if it really did because it's not really him that's doing that. But like at the same time, it's not going to be. I don't think it's there's a point in watching the Colts. You're just going to be disappointed if you're a fan.
Yeah, so I think we're unanimous pretenders. Speaking of the Eagles, they beat the Chiefs in kind of another boring kind of game. They kind of just outlasted them. There were some good moments, like Kelsey dropped a pass into the interception, and he was freaking out.
God, dude, I used to be a big fan. He helped me out in fantasy through the years, but it's just now
he's like the number one. No one ever drafted tight ends in the first until him.
And then you do it now, and he just disappoints. He kills players on the field.
They don't have any run game. Mahomes rushes for 100 yards. So they're 0-2 now after losing to the Chargers and now the Eagles as well. Would you buy their stock? I know it's Mahomes.
Chiefs.
Yeah, it's Mahomes, Andy Reid, the multi-champion. Mahomes is, on pace for GOAT status. But 0-2, Chargers are 2-0 in their division.
I can definitely see. I think one of the years they like rallied.
They play the Giants this week on Sunday Night Football, so
it's just they're gonna rally. They're gonna rally and make the playoffs. In my opinion, I still don't. If they go to the Super Bowl, it's rigged. There's no way. There's no way a team that's
Kelsey
like that
proposes.
inefficient and it's like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. I'm not sold on them, but I just know like the script exists.
You've seen it.
So
kind of similar with Dan Jones is like you got to prove it. Chiefs. Like, what haven't they proved in the past?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. They can go on a run. They can win. I'm sure they'll. I can definitely see them getting like 10 wins this year, but it's going to be so entertaining to watch them. Where I personally don't really care, and I hope they don't make the playoffs because I don't want to watch the Chiefs win.
Exactly. I'm gonna go first. Hot take of the day: Chiefs pretenders. Their division. Just too tough this year. I think they just don't have the firepower that we once thought they had. like we said, Chargers 2-0 already beat them kind of easily in week 1. I know it's a week 1. We don't know, but week 1 can be fluky. Broncos, they had some really close games last year. I think they were a missed field goal away from beating them in one of those games.
That's a fun team to watch. That's one of those that's like
Raiders, but they're feisty. They got Geno, good rookies, and Gentee. Dante Thornton's pretty nice wide receiver. So I'm gonna say they're gonna miss the playoffs.
I think I think they're gonna make it, but
Worthy's hurt. Pacheco's,
we'll see when he gets back. If Worthy's back,
Rice could come back, but he's off an ACL. His knee blew up. Those guys usually take some time. I guess the suspension helps a little bit. But yeah, I just think they're just too hard pressed in some of these games, especially they play the Bills down the line. Like, how are they going to keep up with the contenders in the
There's legitimate competition now. The good teams are really good this year.
What it's going to come down
There's
to,
only so many.
I just had a vision. It's going to be last couple of weeks. Chiefs and Bengals are going to be fighting for that last wild card. Burrow's going to come back and lead the Bengals to the last spot over the Chiefs.
Dude,
Hot take.
If Burrow becomes the next Andy Dalton with the Bengals, where he gets them there and then doesn't win anything, it's going to be crazy.
Kind of same division. Talk about the Chargers 2-0.
Let me ask this. I think it was a practice or pregame. I can't remember where I saw the picture, but the players and the Chiefs were wearing free four
pregame.
How do you feel about that? That's in my opinion, it's very
Andy Reid
crazy to do.
Is a player's coach. But yeah, it was driving 100 plus down the freeway, almost killed 4 people.
Something like that.
And drove away, hit and run kind of deal.
Got charged.
I mean, he's suspended. He has to go to jail, I think, for 30 days or 60, or maybe it's probation, something like that. He got in trouble.
He's got money, so probably probation.
But yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's similar to the Browns getting Watson and keeping him around after his allegations. They brought Judkins in after he domestic abuse allegations.
But
some of these teams just don't care.
How do you feel about wearing?
If they asked me if I was on the team and they're like, "Hey, we're handing out these shirts," you guys got it.
It's yeah.
I don't think every single player wore them. It was kind of like
Kelsey wore it. That's just
and
I guess Kelsey doesn't really care.
Hollywood Brown maybe.
Kelsey's a billionaire now, so.
But it wasn't like Mahomes was out there and free for. I think that kind of shows you kind of what their headspace is.
I understand the supporting your player, but
if it was like Tom Brady with the deflate gate, then I'd be like, yeah, free 12 because that was like BS.
Yeah,
when he deflated the balls, but Tom Brady didn't kill somebody.
Yeah. He doesn't have a felony on his record for that.
So I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Okay.
But yeah, in the same division, AFC West, Chargers, like we said, beat the Chiefs, and they beat the Raiders kind of handedly on that Monday Night Football doubleheader. Do you buy them as contenders with their new look offense? Chargers have past been a more so run the ball, especially with Harbaugh. But now they've been slinging the thing.
I like him. I like him a lot, honestly. I doubted Herbert for a while. I just thought he was going to be one of those Matt Ryan type of guys where he's going to be in the league forever. Huh?
Madison Beer effect.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he turned it up. Makes sense. I thought he was just going to be one of those guys that's going to put up 80,000 passing yards in his career and maybe get a ring somewhere through that, but he's locked in. The team looks locked in. But a lot of the energy comes from your quarterback, your leaders. So if your leaders are locked in, you want a ball. I'm for the Chargers making the playoffs, being contenders. Definitely not pretenders. They've got enough weapons, and those weapons started catching. So good for them. They're they're
Quinn
clicking.
Johnson.
If you're clicking, but if they fall apart psychologically at any point, I think they might be done.
They do have solid guys at wide receiver. Keenan Allen brought back. Ladd has always been good. Or not always, but last year he was good, rookie year. Yeah, QJ's surprised me. Quinn Johnston. He's always been the no hands, brick for hands. But he caught a 60-yard touchdown, I think, in that last game. So, yeah, I agree. They look good. Their defense looks good. I know Mac got hurt
and it's only for a week, dude. Do you see the picture? That is the craziest picture.
Literally, he broke his arm.
It's literally
like a V,
dislocated elbow. It was so bad, and then
they didn't tear anything.
He was just on the side, my arm hurts.
He's on IR, but he'll be back.
Freak guy, man.
Yeah, it was. His arm got sandwiched between the defender and the O lineman, or the O lineman and his defender teammate, I think. Speaking of that doubleheader, Texans Bucks was another good one. The precursor to Chargers Raiders. Kind of saw Baker comeback. Kind of was a slog fest the whole game. I think only points really were in the first quarter. Maybe a second quarter touchdown, and then it kind of got defensive. But Baker drove him down, and they won.
Obviously, there's that viral clip of Baker, like,
clearly
gets hurt. Like, he's literally holding his leg, and then it just locks in. Just demon time.
Somebody talked shit to
demon time.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson talked shit to him, and he locked in.
Do you see what he responded? So Baker posted the picture of him in his face because they won, obviously. And then Gardner-Johnson responded with, like, that's cute. Still no rings though, or something like that.
Gardner-Johnson
got carried to a Super Bowl.
Eagles, yeah.
You're gonna talk shit.
He's always. That's what you got to. That's like DB mentality, though. Every DB is like a psycho.
It's like that meme that people keep posting. What is the glue guy? It's like, dude, it's just the most toxic guy, but like it gets you going. You know.
You hate to play against him, but love to have him on your team, kind of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Texans 0-2, kind of a surprise in the AFC as well. Kind of speaking on all AFC teams so far. Stroud had the really good rookie year. Decent year last year, but you expected him to take a step that he didn't take. And then, down 0-2. Their division's not that hard, but it's looking better than it was with the Colts and Jags. And, Titans got the rookie. But so would you buy them as coming back around?
The Texans?
Nico Collins?
No, I mean... It's kind of like the opposite of the Chargers, where I think the mentality, they're not locked in. They have the weapons. It just doesn't. It seems like it's week 2, so who knows? Maybe it's just something happened. Like,
their only touchdown was or their main calling card, Nico Collins. He had an amazing catch, but you got to be putting it on your guys. You can't. It's hard to make an amazing catch every play.
Yeah. CJ's underperforming. Like, I don't think that team's gonna do it. They might go on a run, but like even then, it's gonna be insignificant. It's gonna be too late in the season, because the teams that have it together now and have lost, like, not many, but the teams that have it together are winning. But like,
right.
if they can, even if they do lock in by like week 6, like, it's gonna be pointless. I don't know. That's my eye test. That's all I base it on, and in my opinion,
I kind of feel that. Not to say that he was their most important or even second most important player, but with Joe Mixon, just the weirdness in the offseason with his injury, they put him on IR. Now they say they don't know if he's going to come back. I think that kind of just surmises kind of the season for the Texans. At least
that's what
it looks like.
It's always the pretenders or the bad teams that have stuff like that happen in the offseason. You never have like great teams a questionable injury to like the best player,
right?
And it's like I don't know when he's gonna come back. It's like, no, do you know? Or you draft. There you go. And you get a replacement, you get a guy.
I think that was it. So unanimous pretenders on that one. Over the first 2 weeks, are there players that you really feel like, man, when you see him out there, like, what are you doing? Underperforming or
the easy one for me, we can pick on him. It's pretty easy to pick.
Slow hanging fruit.
It is, but it's also it is significant. We live in Charlotte, and I've met him in real life. Like,
we have Panther friends, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, what are we doing here?
What do we do in practice?
Exactly. What are they doing in practice?
Off season.
What are they like? What your whole job is? If you haven't learned, is to catch the ball.
To run routes, catch.
Just catch. No, bare minimum. You're a receiver. It's in the name. You receive the ball. You can't, like, it doesn't matter. Maybe, I haven't been watching him, like, super closely. Maybe he only worked on route running or something. He has crazy routes. He's open.
No.
I mean, 8 targets is pretty decent, so that means he is either involved in the offense or they're just throwing it to, like, whatever it is. But, like, come on, man. Like, you gotta do better, especially the hype. And I mean, like, he's marketable and everything, and then like all that comes out with the accent thing. I've talked to him. He doesn't have, like, his accent isn't. He doesn't have like that southern. Like,
there's videos of him in college, and he sounds normal.
He sounds like just country, but it's not like no, that's fake. He just plays it off. I guess
swamp
he
person.
figured it out. Yeah. Another one for me. I mean, Trayvon Diggs. I remember, what was it, 4 years ago? He led the league in interception. He had a pick every game. For like 7 weeks.
He got paid off that.
Yeah, he did. And then since then, it's just been a decline. I think PFF has him graded at like 117th out of 145. Like, it's crazy. What are you doing? I mean, if on a team that really needs somebody good on defense now,
after
like
trading Parsons, Neighbors and Wandale Robinson were burning him.
Yeah.
Neighbors, I can get it, but Wandale, like,
he's also. I mean, he is older now, clearly, but like
it's
just
injury.
it's one of those guys that's.
But Ramsey he's older too. It's like
Ramsey's the opposite of this conversation because I was like, damn, who's number 5 or whatever it is on the Steelers? I'm like, oh.
Speaking of the Steelers, kind of one of my underperforming, TJ Watt. Week 1 versus the Jets. They won, but they got 30 put on them. Membu rookie tackle for the Jets was kind of manhandling him. Even this past week, Seahawks don't have a good O-line at all.
Seahawks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got 30 put up on them again. I know one of the touchdowns was kind of a fluke kickoff. I don't know if you saw that. Caleb Johnson, Steelers rookie running back. They kicked it off in the zone, like on the play zone, and it bounced off his hands and went behind him. And it went into the end zone. Didn't roll out the back of the end zone.
Oh, they recovered it?
And he just let it go, and the Seahawks recovered it. I know that adds to their points scored, but not necessarily on the defense. But I think last year and this year he was like holding out for more money. If you're a $40 million guy a year, you gotta make some plays weekly.
Mm-hmm.
We see guys like Parsons hurt making plays. Garrett.
I don't know if that might have. I feel like that. Sorry to like break up that thought, but the Micah thing came out like that might just be slant. I mean, clearly he addressed it. And he was like, I didn't take an epidural or whatever, like the first game. But like, I don't know. I think it might have just been.
Well, he had
the
his
Cowboys
play,
like
his
media.
Snaps were like declined, and they ramped him up definitely.
Well, I mean, he's new to the team. You know, you don't want a guy just out there just because he's good, just doing whatever, breaking up like, because he moves around so much, so you can't have him. You know, like especially in the Packers defense works perfect for him. He'll be like the elephant guy. I'm sure he's going to be in coverage at some point this year. But like they put him over the center, they put him like out at the end. Like you can't have a guy that doesn't know the system just yet and doesn't have like the chemistry all the way. I see the limited counts. I don't think it's injury based.
You think you're easing him in? You think
they're easing him in? Yeah, I mean, he's just got to get used to it. I mean, you got to figure out how fast your teammates are. You got to figure out what your linebackers are doing. If you have good linebackers, you know you have time to like fight a guy for 3 seconds versus like, okay, I know, like you know, I'm sure there's a problem, but I think that might just be fake news.
Gotcha. Yeah, another like kind of low hanging fruit underperformer. Kelsey kind of lost his team the game pseudo. With that pick, kind of they were driving. Any overachievers? You mentioned Ramsey briefly. Is there any guys you've been like, oh dang, like
Buka?
He's still here, or I guess coming out strong. Ibuka,
2 games, 3 touchdowns. That's crazy.
And he hasn't been practicing this week, so we'll see what happens with
He's
that
young.
one.
He'll play. Yeah, I mean, for him to be a rookie, come in here and just come into the NFL and just kind of be the only one in that team that's able to score.
Mike Evans might be a wash sighting. I know he's had tough matchups.
Yeah, that streak might be ending.
Stingley this past week kind of locked him down. One of my overperformers I really like, kind of back from the dead, Keenan Allen. He doesn't really get a lot of the snaps per se, but I think everyone just kind of whisked him away after that Bears season, kind of weird season where they fired, I think, 2 offensive coordinators. They kind of brought him back last minute, but people love Ladd after last year.
You have to. He's good.
Of course. But it really looks like he just stepped back into where he left off with Herbert. They've had that chemistry for they've been together for a few seasons, but he's definitely surprised me for sure. I don't know if you've seen that picture with his shoulders.
Yeah, the AC joint.
The alien shoulders. Unk still got it.
It's like custom-made like shoulder pads so it doesn't rub.
He has like 2 devil horns coming out of his shoulder. So
You were gonna get that. You were gonna be like that.
Yeah, almost.
And they fixed it.
I had a messed up shoulder for a while there in high school. That's good. We got a not that interesting game tonight, but it's a game. Bills, Dolphins.
Where is it? Is it Miami or is
it's in Buffalo? So I think that's why we have an 11.5-point spread. I think one of the biggest spreads of the year thus far. Do you have any introductory thoughts about the game? Kind of gut feeling?
So I think the Dolphins are going to actually lock in this game. It's going to be hard. It's a bad team to lock in on, but I think it's going to – all the team meetings, your coach looks like he's drunk at the meetings. Like, I don't even know what the deal is with it, whatever it is. I think this is the week. I would go all in on Tyreek this week. He's going to perform. I don't think they're going to win, but this might be a good game. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Dolphins, like – this is the one they try.
They almost won last week. I don't know if you saw versus the Patriots. They had a game.
That's such a bad statement, too.
They
almost won against the Patriots.
They had a game-leading touchdown moment, A-Chain down the sideline, but he stepped out, and then they ended up not converting later on in the drive. So it's definitely a bounce-back effort in terms of I think they scored like 6 versus the Colts week 1, and then they scored 30 this week.
Well, this Tyreek's catching the ball. Also, fun fact, don't use the Sleeper app. Sleeper told me it's going to be raining during that game, so I was bet all in on a chain. And I think he did score, but I was like, it's going to be all rushing, like no quarterback stats, nothing. And it didn't rain.
Yeah, this is our not my first year with Sleeper, but our first year main league, home league, and Sleeper. Not a fan.
No.
We used NFL.com, NFL Fantasy. Old school, I know, maybe not the best, but it had charm. It had a good UI. God forbid it would go down maybe once every couple of weeks. You can't access it or see your points, but I can keep it in my head. I can look at the stats and kind of calculate.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just like, who cares? It'll be down for like 3 hours. I mean, like worst case scenario, nothing.
And it'll show like, wide receiver 7 for your guy. Has a nice picture. I don't know. Sleeper is kind of not impressed thus far. I don't know if that's like a common opinion. I don't think so. Sleeper's like the app these days.
This year, everybody talked about it. Everybody.
And they don't. This is the number one. Monday night is the last game of the week. Mm-hmm. Tuesday morning, all your matchups are done. Mm-hmm. So why do I see the week 2 on Tuesday morning?
Oh, like the scores, I
already know what happened.
Too. Yeah, it's like, what are we?
And I just get to see the matchups, most of them which are already like wrapped up before Monday. Just I don't know. It's just I have to click to see week 3, see who I'm playing, who my players are going against.
It should be like literally the last second of the game. It would be like, all right, week 2 or week 3
is starting now.
Yeah,
waivers.
Done. Yeah, it's stupid. I hate that.
But anyway, Dolphins, Bills 11.5 spread in favor of the Bills. Over under 50.5. It's kind of fat.
It's gonna be a fun game, I think.
You think over?
I'll bet the over. I'll bet the over. Whenever we're done with this, I'll make a parlay with the over.
I do. I'm not afraid of betting Tyreek Hill stats. I do think personally it's going to be a big A-chain receiving game.
Ooh, I like that. Throw that in there.
Just because more likely than not, the Dolphins will be working from a negative game script, down a point, a touchdown or so. But like you said, it's a division game. Division games anything can happen. But Josh Allen, he just owns the Dolphins. Not afraid as a Bills fan. Another friend of mine said he had the Bills by 20 plus, which would be crazy.
I got to see the odds on that because that'd be kind of.
I think it's like plus 300. Not like too bad. I mean, the spread's already 11.5.
Time. I hate those bets. Keep going.
So yeah, my hot take bet of the week for this Thursday game: James Cook 2+ touchdowns. I think you can get it at plus 340 on FanDuel. I bet that one just straight up and I took him as well in a parlay, 2 touchdowns and over his rushing yards. I think it was like 68.5 prop.
That's really low.
That's a good one. I think it's just going to be a big James Cook game. You could even, I have this, not hot take, but you could even take the over for the backup running back rushing yards, Ray Davis. It's 23.5, just because I think he's going to get play late. Or he might even, that's only like two decent runs.
We could be one run.
Yeah,
just
it could
one
be.
Breakout run.
But official hot take, bet of the week, 2 touchdowns, James Cook. You get plus 320 to 350 odds. It's pretty good.
I don't have the odds for my idea, but I would bet the house on Keon Coleman.
You almost had a really crazy good one last week with the Packers receivers all getting 2 or 3 catches. Just got unfortunate with Reed's injury, and then Golden had like 2 or 3 passes were just beyond the fingertips. They just don't have the chemistry yet. Yeah. Love and Golden, but you were almost there. Kraft and Wicks hit last week, by the way. If you, I think the video came out a little later, but just for history's sake, Wicks hit his catches and yards prop from last week.
Good for him. He
seems like he's coming back in the space of Golden,
becoming a receiver.
The only thing with him is always if he could catch. He could always run routes.
Yeah. Packers just have a bunch of guys that can't catch, and then they can, but then they take turns. There's like one guy can be able to catch.
Hot take was James Cook 2 touchdowns. I also like Ray Davis rushing yards 23.5. A-Chain receiving yards 39.5. I feel like that's kind of low too.
That's steep.
I mean, especially if they're throwing late in the second half. It's like 5 yards pop. It's like can you believe this? A-Chain's receptions prop 5.5. That was the over/under. That's a lot of receptions for a running back.
Did you put that in there?
No, I was just.
You might as well if you're going to
include I was looking. Yards. No, but that's how they get you when you double up. I don't know. It's like bad exposure if you're going to bet on one thing, like receptions, you can't bet receiving yards in my opinion because you'll get less odds. And if that guy just has a bad game, then it's like shitty anyway.
He's going to go good on breakdown anyway.
Well, like you get like 5 receptions, but get like just like 1 yard catches.
That's rare. That doesn't happen that often. If it's
like a big thing,
if you're betting on a running back to run or get 50 yards in receiving, you might as well bet that he's going to get receptions.
That's a big thing in the betting community. The best way to get good odds is negative correlation. So you can do something like over yards but under catches. Something like Jameson Williams this past week. He had 2 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. So if you did under his prop, which is probably like 3.5 receptions and over yards, you probably would have had big money.
I would have never bet on him though because he's the speed.
It's just like I
know what you're saying, but I'm trying to explain like my thought process on it. If, like a chain getting it, like is it A-Chan or a chain?
I say A-Chan.
Regardless, if you're gonna bet on a running back to get reception or like receiving yards, he's gonna have to get receptions. It's not like Jameson Williams makes sense to me. 2 for 100 makes sense to me because he's a fast guy. Like one of those catches is gonna be like 60 yards. I'm probably not gonna bet on him. Period. Maybe the yards, but like it's hard to do reception. I'm saying for cases like I mean, even on that team like Tyreek, receptions and yards probably. If he gets both, if he gets one, he gets the other. It's rare that he doesn't. Sometimes it happens, but like in my opinion, if you're gonna bet like the over on Tyreek, he's probably getting targeted the whole game, the entire game.
Yeah.
But for guys like fringe guys, not fringe, but like
twos.
Yeah, there's no way. I agree with what you're saying. It's like bet.
That's kind of one of my mentalities, at least. I'm not a good bettor by any means or an expert.
Me neither.
Capper.
I'm saying it like I've won money off like that method. I just realized that's potentially
I have a negative all-time earnings for sure. Another last kind of hit on that game. Another one I really like, Kincaid, 3 catches. He's been kind of coming on lately. Mm-hmm. Dolphins defense just so bad, no linebackers. So we'll see.
I might hit the all like 3 receivers, like again. 3+ on like Bills, like Keon Coleman plus like 3 catches, Kincaid 3 catches. I don't even know, or like Shakir 3 catches.
And Shakir and Cook. Those are like their main guys. But that's the first game of week 3. We don't have a lot of great matchups this coming week. We have a lot of weird primetime games like Bills, Dolphins, and Giants, Chiefs. Monday Night Football, however, is Ravens, Lions, kind of 2 top teams from each conference.
That'll be fun.
Lions looked bad, but they bounced back in a big way. Week 2 versus the Bears. They scored 50 ball. Can never be mad at scoring 50 points. especially after losing their guy Ben Johnson. Do you have any quick thoughts about that game in terms of
Lions Ravens? I think it'll be fun. I think Ravens win.
I think it's a bad matchup for the Ravens. Actually, I think it's a bad matchup both ways because Ravens secondary is kind of hurting Jair. They made him a healthy scratch this past week, and they have J-Mo with crazy speed and Amon-Ra. But on the flip side, the Ravens defense is way more physical than a lot of defenses you'll go against.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Lions really respond well to that physicality.
No, they don't. And it's
so it's gonna be interesting. That one's gonna be the matchup.
Honestly, you read my mind because I was thinking like Ravens are gonna want to win more. I think in my opinion, they just play aggressive.
They looked good last week versus the Browns. They dropped 40 on the Browns, which was a good defense. First of all, they stopped the Bengals to like 13 or 14 the previous week. I think that's going to be the matchup. I think ultimately the Ravens win just because I trust Lamar more than Goff. But another good matchup that I had on the list, there's Rams-Eagles. Kind of a who's who in the NFC, both 2-0 teams. Kind of big for tiebreakers down the line and seeding. Rams, their defense looks pretty good so far, and Adams got going last week with Stafford. Wasn't really sure personally what that connection would look like just because you have Puka as well. But it seems like between the 20s, it's kind of Puka's deal, just kind of getting down the field. And once you get into the red zone, that's where they feed Adams.
Fade ball.
Big body, fade ball. He just his route running and ball skills in short space kind of beat out Puka in that regard. But I think both of them can be fantasy relevant for sure this year. Yeah. I have them both on one team actually in the Veto League. I have Puka and Adams. It worked out last week, so let's see what happens. But yeah, the Eagles look kind of weird so far. So what do you think about this game coming up?
Don't watch it.
It's going to be another
I honestly have zero interest in that game.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be like the Chiefs-Eagles game from this past week, like 22-15.
At the under. Maybe.
Let me see what the over-under is. It can't be too high.
It's going to be 48.
I don't know. They're both defenses are solid. 44.5.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's a good line.
It's hard.
They have Chiefs Eagles minus 3.5 right now. So they're saying it's going to be like a 24-21.
I mean, the way I look at that is usually like if they think the Eagles are going to win and by 3.5, bet the over.
It's a good line.
Bet the over because like if they're winning by a touchdown, which is pretty much what you would need. I mean, there's other like ways, but like it's not going to be field goal. Like I think you got to look at who's projected to win. I'm just going to assume they're going to score. Or don't bet on it at all.
Stafford surprising me. I don't know if you paid attention all offseason. Everyone thought he might be done. He had like a back issue, wasn't practicing until like the week before.
His retirement's going to be tough, dude. He's going to be
around for a long time.
And always something's broken.
But he plays.
Yeah, he plays. No, I'm not saying it like in bad ways.
Man.
Him and Baker are going to retire him, both just not be able to walk probably.
Yeah, they're going to be, well, I guess Stafford didn't win the Heisman, but in the Heisman house with Walkers at 40 years old. Last game we have highlighted here, Broncos-Chargers. Kind of mentioned some of these teams earlier in our Pretender series. Broncos lost a close one, division game. It's kind of a true test for the Chargers because they haven't faced a defense of the Broncos caliber so far. But it's hard for me to pick against the Chargers. They just are firing right now. And Broncos they've looked kind of weird. I don't know if you caught either of the games they played.
I think I've watched a single Broncos snap this year, I'll be honest.
Played the Titans close, which the Titans are not good. Cam Ward is hopeful, but, you know, you're the number one defense. You got to take care of business. And Bo Nix didn't look good in that game. Even this week, but they scored 25 plus, but it was still like they were fighting. Like you could tell, like tooth and claw. Like Troy Franklin was their number one receiver this week after Sutton last week. So they kind of have like anyone offense, like whoever's the matchup kind of
Who's
deal.
the running back? I always forget.
They have Dobbins right now, who's been actually pretty good. I have him on the bench in one of my leagues, trying to bait him for a trade, but no one's taken the bait yet. And they have rookie R.J. Harvey. He's been all right. He's had a one or two good runs, but it's mostly the Dobbins show. But yeah, it's hard for me to pick against the Chargers. What do you think?
I think this might be the game. It's kind of like the Dolphins take I had. This might be a game where they try to prove themselves a little bit, you know. It's not going to be a fun game for them, but I think it'll be a entertaining game.
It's a 4 o'clock game.
They're going to go back and forth. I think the Broncos might be able to rally. I think Herbert does make a mistake this week.
You think, yeah, because he's looked.
There's definitely going to be some kind of
dumb pick
unfolding on somebody, but it's not going to be like, I'm not saying it's going to be crazy significant, but there's going to be a moment where you see like a little bit of a breakdown, and I think that could allow the Broncos to win.
It's how he responds type thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I was just looking. Broncos, Chargers minus 2.5, over under 45.5.
I like that actually. That's pretty cool. But I think
I'm taking the over in that.
I'll take the over as well.
Maybe like like similar to their past game, like a 27-24 kind of deal. That would hit the over there. Do you have any other things you want to highlight this week in terms of hot takes or things you saw over the weekend?
Nothing in particular. I'm just rooting for the Packers.
They have a pretty easy matchup this week, don't they? Browns.
That's just
should be a murder.
We'll see. I'm like not fully right. I'm sold on the Packers this year, but I'm not like. I want it to be domination. Like I want it to be.
They did dominate Thursday.
But like I want it the whole season, and I don't want any close games and any of that.
Any flaws to be shown.
Yeah. But besides that, I mean, it's going to be an interesting week. I don't have anything in particular besides just.
Speaking of that game, it is
7.5
point spread over under 41.5.
I think they'll score. I think the Browns have the ability to score. But
I don't know. I feel like this might be like Joe Flacco. Veteran, obviously, but immobile, obviously, as well. 40-year-old. Think, I hate to be
all the carries.
I hate to talk
carries
in an injury sense, but I think this might be a game where we see Flacco come out of the lineup. I know Dylan Gabriel played a little bit late last week, just because they were losing so much to the Ravens. But I think we're going to see a first half rookie appearance, whether it's Sanders or Gabriel for the Browns. Just feels like
I like that.
Just feels like I don't know, just how seasons go. Because Flacco's not going to start. That'd be like malpractice for him to start the whole year.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing anything. But I don't know. That's kind of mini hot take. We might see a rookie there in the first half just because they're losing by so much, or Flacco goes down.
I like that. You got Parsons. You got to.
They have some animals on the D line, the Packers, and their
linebackers.
Up.
The linebackers.
Keyshawn Nix, the
corner. Finally playing the whole season.
Disgusting.
Keyshawn Nixon playing
he's
real.
Physical too.
For real playing. Dude, he was a kick returner.
Yeah. But he's balling.
Practice squad signed and then got some like random play time.
Speaking of overperformers, that's what I noticed for that Thursday night game. He was tarried, was no breathing room. They had to kind of rely on Debo because of that. But yeah, hopefully another good week of football. Definitely a lot to look forward to in terms of good games, fantasy matchups. I know in our home league, you were 1-1.
I'm 1-1, yeah.
I'm 2-0.
I think I
barely
projected to lose.
But you never know. I was projected sleeper. Also, another thing I don't like about sleeper, they show the percentage chance or whatever on your matchup, which is like, I get it, whatever. It's kind of similar with just projections in general.
We're just looking at scores. I mean, it's just like the score's right there. I know.
I can see the score and do the little calculations. But even before week 2 started, it was like on Wednesday or Thursday morning, it said I had a 35% chance to win or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have 40 against Ryan.
And I won by 20 points. Like,
I don't know.
A lot.
Fantasy is literally the reason fantasy has been allowed for so long. It's technically gambling.
Oh yeah.
And before sports gambling was allowed, it had to be completely random, essentially like a lottery, and like a what are they called? Slot machine. So like it had to be relatively random. You can't put projections on something that's technically random.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Because
It's hard.
It's not dependent
it's hard.
on like some players underperform, play. It's whatever. But
go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's gonna be it from us. Today we had some hot takes. Unless you agree.
Yes, sir.
And fuck Sleeper. Or
Fuck.
Unless you sponsor us.
One day. Yeah, let's hope. I need that gambling money so we can pay off this setup. Or at least stay here and keep recording.
All right, till next
check
time.
us out on Instagram.
James Cook 2 touchdowns.
Amonra.
At Hot Takes You Unless You Agree on Instagram.